We continue on our program. The countdown continues to the main event featuring Michael Tomahawk Thompson. This is Tainui Crouch, a kickboxer, a boxer, and tonight in the kickboxing discipline, the Muay Thai, in his 30th bout. 19 victories, 7 KOs, and at 75 kilos, a young man with plenty of whack. So too his opponent. A guy that if you're a regular viewer of combat sports on Fox Sports, you would have seen many times before. From the Strike Force Gym, Mark Lucchiari. Certainly conceding the experience to his opponent tonight in Tainui Crouch, but going in as red-hot favourite, the man they call the Luke. It's Lucchiari in the black, Crouch in the red. Hands dangerously low from Tainui early.
Well, Tainui Crouch, obviously, Andy, we saw him in CMT #1. He was in the inaugural event and had a really entertaining battle. A tough boy with a big walk-up bombing style.
Dropped a lot of weight over the last couple of years, has Tainui Crouch. Streamlined as he becomes the aggressor here. Elbows in play already. Both boys looking for bombs. Oh, that's a positive start for you fight fans watching.
Oh, big slapping body kicks from both men.
Height, reach advantage in favour of Crouch. Lucchiari doing a good job getting on the inside when he needs to and then darting back out of range. Both boys very busy.
I'll tell you, Andy, since CMT1, they've actually got in with one of the boys at the gym and put the small gloves on and sparred a little bit just to get a feel for, you know, how you work with these gloves. And one major point that I've found in sparring with the 4 ounces is the body shots have so much more impact. If you can rip in a good body shot into the rib cage, it just cuts into your body like a knife. So the shots down to the body that we see the Luch throwing are certainly going to have a lot of sting behind him. Again, Tainui Crouch throwing his own straight lead body shot as well. So they're starting to work the body because it does pay dividends if you can land a good, clean, solid one.
Big shots there from Tainui Crouch and an opening on the forehead of Mark Lucchiari. So the hammer in there sparring with the small gloves, hence the rumour circulating around the combat industry that 2013, you're looking to make your cage debut. We'll run with it for a while, Mark.
I was actually in preparation for one of the boys down at Hammer's gym who was thinking about getting in and having a go, so we thought we'd throw the gloves on and feel the impact delivered when you spar with these gloves. And I'll tell you what, they're very unforgiving. You make one mistake and you're paying for it.
Paying for it there was Lucchiari, who was busted wide open.
That's a bad cut on the right forehead of the Luch.
That's an elbow.
It was an elbow thrown earlier from Tainui. And he's got to grow confident. Whenever you cut your opponent up, you see the immediate damage occur. It certainly helps with your confidence, and then you really push forward, put the pedal on the pedal down and go for broke. And Tainui now is looking so confident. He's throwing punches off the hip.
We used to not call them cuts on the forehead back in the day, and it'll probably make us feel old, buddy. But they were called Queensland tattoos, and every Muay Thai fighter had one, as we take a look at some of the highlights from the opening round.
Luch looked for the catch and takedown. Did well to survive Tainui.
There it is, that left elbow to the forehead.
Lead round elbow getting through the guard of the Luch.
Not an easy shot to throw, and at times a low percentage shot to throw. But threw it, found it, scored, and hurt.
Number 2.
We continue on round number 2. Round number 1 most certainly going to the more aggressive and the higher percentage of Tainui Crouch. Lucchiari on the back foot for the majority. Busted up as well. An acknowledgement there from Crouch at those leg kicks from Lucchiari. taking their effect and better hands from the 33-year-old who's giving up 10 years to Tainui Crouch inside the cage tonight.
Catch and look for the counter. He's trying to kick across the front of the shin to upend Tainui. There's the Luch, but not having a lot of luck. Good vertical base, Tainui Crouch, surviving those takedowns well.
Hammer, big boy for 75 kilos, Tainui Crouch.
He certainly is. Aaron Smith and the boys at Corporate Box have trimmed him up a bit, but no doubt he makes weight, and then he'll probably put on anything from 3 to 4 kilos, I'd say, by the time he steps into the cage quite easily.
Fancy getting kicked with those feet of Tainui Crouch. They look like water skis.
Again, he just overlaps up and down. He really drops his hands low, which under pressure could be dangerous for him, Tainui. See his hands down on his hip, especially with the small gloves, but just kicking away at the lead thigh of Lucchiari as he comes forward. Of course, that's a good counter-fighting strategy as the weight is transferred to the lead leg. Smash out the inside thigh and take the balance and stop your opponent from coming forward.
He tripled it up on that occasion you were speaking about. Elbows, look for the spinner there, did Lucchiari. Oh, and Lucchiari has dropped. Good work with the hands from Tainui Crouch. And 33-year-old Mark Lucchiari has a huge mountain to climb.
She's such a confident fighter, is Tainui Crouch. Very relaxed, hands down, nothing really phasing him. And because of his relaxed style, he's really able to fire his shots so quickly. And the Luch, Mark Lucchiari, oh, spinning elbow from the Luch, nicely done. Shot of the fight for him.
And at point-blank range it was too. Left hook over the top as the lead shot from Lucchiari. Trying to get in on the inside, because on the outside it's to the advantage of Crouch, the longer arms. Now a chance here for Lucchiari. What a war we have at Cage Muay Thai 2.
He never disappoints. The Luch always brings it to centre ring or cage. And tonight being no exception. Putting it together nicely. Lucchiari, blood now streaming down the front of his face. Upended.
That was just a simple upending, wasn't it?
Just caught the leg and lifted it and took his base.
2 rounds down, 1 remains, and Lucchiari on his backside in round number 2.
Just off his own catch, he got taken down. Luch, hook, right hand, beautifully done from Tainui. Just caught the kick and lifted and threw down.
Put it in there, mate. Put it in the cup. Give me. Good to me.
Mark Pease and the crew in with Mark Lucchiari.
Push, kick him away.
Aaron Smith in the corner there with Tainui Crouch. I think they were using Brian Murphy's beach towel to clean up some of the blood from the forehead. Cut caused in the opening round by lead elbow of Tainui Crouch. Oh, walks into a right hand. In fact, he was dragged into a right hand. There was Lucchiari.
Rhino, it's got to be the front. Got to be the front.
Yeah, just getting a bit of a warning there for hitting to the back of the head. Jab, low kick, Tainui. Just this young fellow is so composed, so confident. 23 years of age, 29 fights. It's his 30th fight.
You know, shots to the back of the head won't be allowed in any form of cage. We most recently saw Patrick Cote and Alessio Sakara do battle in the UFC, and a disqualification for repeated shots in the back of the head for the Italian.
Luch chopping out the leg.
That was a chop too, Hammer.
He's got very fast hands. Balk right hand into the left hook. The Luch putting it all together. Tainui, a push. Again, you're not able to push an opponent. So the Murph having a quiet word.
You can punch and kick the middle name off their birth certificate, but don't you dare push. You're a weird bunch, Hammer. A weird bunch. He's got a heart the size of the cage, hasn't he, Lucchiari?
He certainly has.
A little bit of showboating here from Tainui Crouch. Fight number 30, looking for win number 20. Only 7 KOs on the resume. He's an accumulator more than a whacker.
I'll tell you what, those 4-ounce Punch gloves, getting a good workout in this one. Of course, Punch, one of the sponsors of tonight's proceedings. Some great gear they produce indeed. Punch equipment.
Final 60 seconds.
1 minute remaining. Fight number 2, 2 of 8 on Cage Muay Thai 2, and Lucchiari went for the big bomb, but Crouch responded. A good counter shot, an uppercut. Inside thigh kick from Tainui Crouch, who wears one over the top. Tainui just battling fatigue here and has every reason to. It's been high energy, high paced fight.
He gets that right hand straight through the gap, finds the gap almost repeatedly. Tainui again, the catch, looking for the takedown, rockets over the right hand. The Luch, he's keeping busy all the way to the final bell. Mark Lucchiari,
10 seconds.
very brave effort indeed from the Strikeforce fighter.
Absolutely. Last couple of seconds as both boys throw the bombs, the big ones, looking for the miracle finish. But we are going to the judges' scorecards, and Tainui Crouch may well have number 20 in the W column. Dragged Mark Lucchiari in.
Dragged him into the overhand shot, into the knee. There's the hits to the back of the head are not allowed.
After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. They have come back with a unanimous decision to the blue corner, Tainui
Tainui Crouch, victorious.